What are nuclear weapons for? The most common answer is that they're for deterrence. Having nuclear weapons is supposed to deter an enemy from using their nuclear weapons against us, because we would be able to respond with a devastating retaliatory strike. But in the US, the president has the authority to launch our nuclear weapons even if we are not under a nuclear attack. This is known as a nuclear first strike. Officially, US policy is that we would only launch a nuclear first strike under, quote, extreme circumstances. But what constitutes an extreme circumstance keeps changing with different administrations. Terrorism, biological warfare, even a cyber attack could be considered grounds to launch nuclear weapons. You might be thinking, someone attacks us? Why shouldn't we nuke them? Show them they can't mess with the US. But that might not work out as well as you think. The United States is the only country to ever conduct a nuclear first strike when we bombed the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Of course, in 1945, we had a nuclear monopoly. Today, 8 other countries have nukes as well, and launching a nuclear first strike would be an entirely different ballgame, one where the other players have their nukes pointed back at us. The moment we tip over that first nuclear domino, we are no longer in control of what happens next. A first strike with even one nuclear weapon would most likely trigger a nuclear response, followed by a nuclear counterattack, and before you know it, we're spiraling into a full-scale nuclear war. Not exactly what you'd call good for national defense. Reserving the right to a nuclear first strike is also dangerous for another reason. It actually increases the chances of being attacked with nuclear weapons. That's because if another country fears we might attack first, it creates pressure to beat us to the draw. But there is another way. We can declare that we'll only use our nuclear weapons in response to a nuclear attack, never as a first strike. This policy is called no first use. Critics say no first use would weaken our nuclear deterrent, but deterrence is about discouraging an enemy attack, not initiating one. And other nuclear powers agree. Both India and China already have no first use policies. Declaring an official no first use policy would help lower international tensions, reduce the risk of a situation escalating into a nuclear war, and it would encourage other countries to follow suit. The fact is, barring a giant asteroid or an alien invasion, there's no compelling reason for us to fire first. The purpose of nuclear weapons should be to prevent their use, not encourage it. Because coming in first doesn't always make you a winner. To learn more about what we can do about nuclear weapons, check out the At the Brink podcast and subscribe to this channel.